Yo, welcome back for another episode of Cornbread Movie Review. Hey, come on, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Stop playing. Come on, man. I love y'all. Stop playing with me. Hopefully, y'all love me. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel and share it too. Share these reviews. Like I said, I'm gonna try to hit y'all with a couple reviews this week, man. I don't know. That's the least I could do. You know what I'm saying? It's been what, over a week or something like that. So don't worry about it. I'm back in action. Let's get back to it. Roll the intro.
It's in my roots to work as hard as I do. Been on the money train looking for more better blues. Them school days, no class act, I was breaking all the rules. Life's a boomerang and I had nothing to lose. Another boy in the hood is how it come across. I feel like Dr. Doolittle, but the money talks. They yelling he got game, I'm not the wonder ball. This just some fresh soul food for every one of y'all. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are here for another. Y'all see the title, man. What am I talking about, man? Movie review, of course. So today, let's discuss the movie Flash. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Flash is out now. It's in selective theaters at this point. It should be streaming pretty soon. It is PG-13. So if you're new to the channel, understand I do each movie review in 5 different categories. All right, acting, cinematography, storytelling. Then I get what I bought, and then is it a must-see? Add it up, spits out a number, and gets my review. And then I ain't gonna never leave y'all without a forgotten movie, man. All right, so let's get straight into it. First category is acting. Who is in this movie? You got Ezra Miller. Yes, the hot topic, hot controversial Ezra Miller. I think he got alleged with a couple sexual assault cases, or I don't know if one was with a minor or not, but you could look up those stories with that. But going into that, I think he almost lost his job before the movie even came out. But nonetheless, I'm here to judge his acting in this movie, not his real life, right? So the good thing is that a lot of movies do the test runs with these characters, right? Like, hey, let's put them in another feature film, put them in there, sprinkle, and see if people like them, right? Let's do a little test of waters, dip your toe in, see if it's warm or cold or what people think. And I think he did a good enough job in Justice League. So they was like, all right, let's go ahead, green light, make his own movie, right? And I was excited. So I think they casted the character correctly. Ezra plays obviously the Flash, and he's very, let's say, witty, let's say knowledgeable, smart, nerdy kid. But he's very awkward too with, it's not even really how he talks with girls, just society, how he interacts. He thinks he doesn't have any friends, so he wants to be the friends with the Justice League, but they doing other stuff, right? And he's more of the high school, college kid. Now, in this movie, you get a lot of the jokey, not understanding, the awkwardness, but there are specific scenes where Ezra turns it around. He flips it, right? And he's serious. And you feel his pain. We'll get into this part of what I'm about to talk about, later in the review, but you feel his passion and rage when he's running, when he has to go back in the future, right? Like, you feel that. And I think he does a great job of it coming across the screen. Now, the majority of the movie is him and him, right? So it's just really the same person, even though you have a sprinkle of characters, okay? Hey, Supergirl, Sasha Call, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but what? Man, she battered in them teens, boy. She's Superman cousin, but shout out to her. But overall, bro, it's not too many characters. It's just Ezra on Ezra crime in this situation. And I think he does a good job of playing the dual role, switching his range. But to me, there's really no supporting cast to help him boost up the rating. So for me, he's going to get a 3.5. And I know that's a very average stand. That's a 70%. So he could do a lot better, but obviously I've seen a lot worse, So for him, I think he did a solid job. He just needed more help to boost up the rating. All right. Also, there's plenty of cameos in this movie, but once again, they're cameos. They're not there to help out the majority of this category. So if they ever make another movie, hopefully he can get some help, right? So next category, cinematography. Now, The Flash was This movie was about 2 hours and 15 minutes, man. So, use the bathroom, get your popcorn, so because you're gonna be sitting there. And the budget was almost 200 million. 200 million for the budget, especially for a feature film of somebody for the first time. If this ain't Spider-Man, Iron Man, Superman, Batman, all the heavy hitters, first time you getting 200 of them things. Obviously, some of that cameo is in there, and then the film work, but you can't miss when you got 200 million sitting on the table. Also, not sure of the year of when this movie takes place, right? Or even when they went back in the past with Barry Allen when he was a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, Barry Allen's Flash, so come on, catch up. So you get no time reference of when this is, so you can't really judge it on the nostalgia or the clothes or the music or the lingo was different, but it's kind of hard to tell because they just went back in the past and you don't know the year. So for me, you do get credit for that, and they missed out on an opportunity here with that. So I'll dissect the good things that they did and then the not so great things that they did. So the good things, I will say, I love the transition when my man was going from city to city, right? And you see him just traveling. It's not like a lot of time in movies, they do cut scenes. They're here, they say, hey, we got to go to the grocery store. Next scene, they at the grocery store, right? You don't get to see that journey or what happens in between that. So for this, I really liked how he ran city to city, state to state to get to where he was at. So I thought that was like I said, I think it needs to happen more in movies, but I understand it to speed up the process, right? Also, I love the dark feeling film style of these type of movies. The Zack Snyder's, man. He always films. It's always like a gloomy day, but to me, more colors pop. And I'm not saying that Zack Snyder produced this, but I'm just saying that feel of you get to see all the indentions on the muscles and the colors, and they're very vibrant. But it's also dark too. That hey, this ain't sweet over here, right? Like let's say Gotham is real, right? So you get that dark, gloomy, dangerous feel. So I love that style of cinematography. And I think that they hit all the high notes in that filming style. To me, those superheroes seem more real. I don't know why I feel like that, but they just seem very authentic in that style. Also, even when you had like the like the little nuances of filming where they had the Batmobile or the Batplane flying, and then like right before it like landed or did the swoop, like it was like right with the moon. The moon was here and it swooped here, and you got to see the silhouette of the bat symbol. So I thought that was pretty cool, man. So I take notes of little things like that, right? I pay attention to everything. Now, a couple negatives, man, that you can't have these mishaps when you got 200 plus of them things out there, bro. I would say first, the baby rescue scene. Come on, man. Come on, bro. We got to do better, man. We have to do better. It was too CGI. Like, cut some of that out and make it at least look realistic. Like, I don't know, man. They did too much. Maybe on paper it looked great, in the war room, but on screen it just didn't. It actually hurt you. Yes, you can see some of his abilities and see how he's really going faster than the speed of light, but it actually doesn't translate well on film. That's first. Second, these are two staples of movies that I hold the same person being multiple characters, okay? Tell me if y'all agree or disagree, but this is the two movies that I hold to the standard of that scenario. The Nutty Professor, and then, what is it? The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. Those two movies right there, even to this day, they seem flawless. I don't know if it's a filming style. I don't know if they had to tape everything twice, or I don't know how they did it, but it looks great. And that's the standard that I have for people who are the same person, but different characters. This, very choppy, very CGI-ish, green screen-ish. For certain scenes, wonderful. You feel like you're watching two people. Other scenes, you like, what? He looks like an AI. I don't know, man. like a poster or something. Like it looked very bad. It looked like they need to either hurry up and rush to get through that scene, or they just didn't translate well, that they couldn't do everything they wanted. So it's like, all right, it'll just be all right. People will understand and give us a out. But I'm Cornbread. I can't give you an out, man. So for those reasons, cinematography is going to get a 4 out of 5. And that's, to me, if you putting 200, 300 million into a film and the base of it is your cinematography, that's not good, right? Like, because this is where you put all your eggs in that basket and you're only getting a 4 out of 5. You missed out on a lot of points. All right. So next category, storytelling. So this movie is, let's say, a sequel to the Justice League movie. And you have Barry Allen. He still's in contact with the Justice League, right? Batman. Superman really wasn't in it, but Aquaman and other people like that, right? Even Wonder Woman. So he's still trying to live that life of saving the world, right? And people know who he is. Now you have that going on. I think this movie overall, which I'm gonna get to why I want to break this down, but I think great plot, poor execution. Let's get into why I feel like that. So the potential was there. You have an individual where it's always the character parents are dead. So you have great potential for this movie. So you have an individual where it always seems like the superhero's parents always dead, right? But he's still grieving, going through that, right? And he's like, his dad is on trial for killing his mom, right? And he's like, no, that's impossible. Dad went to go do something, but his alibi isn't coming through for him. So he has to kind of correct that. So with that happening, he goes back and he tries to stop the killing or the murder from happening. All right. With that being said, let's say we're following you as consumers, as viewers and critics. We're following you through this timeline where you're here. You go all the way back and you're at this old place, right? Cool. You run into your old self. Cool. We all understand. This is where things start to not make sense, okay? First off, there's a different Batman. Not only is there a different Batman, the Batman in the past is older than the Batman that you just left. So you got younger, but Batman in that reality is older. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Because if we rewind in time, like Superman was even younger, right? He wasn't even, or he was a baby, if I'm keeping along with your timeline. So, okay, cool. We're gonna stay with that. Now, as the movie's going along, Flash is doing certain things. Now, showing his certain talents, right? His superhero powers. He's doing stuff, but we're like, oh, I didn't know he could do that. I didn't know he could do that. I didn't know he could do that. Because this is his first movie, his origin movie. We need to understand, how did he get to where he's at now? Because we saw him in the middle of, remember I told y'all, in the middle of another highlighted movie with the Justice League, right? He was added to it. So he came already fully prepared, fully put together. So he's going through walls, doing certain things, stopping time, all this other stuff, right? Cool. That's cool. I like how when he had to teach his old self, then it unpacked, okay, you got to do this. This is when I learned this. This is what. So like as a viewer, we appreciate that. So thank you for paying attention to, we can't just have him do 30 different superhero power moves and we can't explain to how he got that. We don't even know how he became Flash, but they got into it. So thank you for adding that in there now. So going back in time, he's trying to solve those old wounds and heal them and those traumas that he's dealing with no longer having his mom, but at the same time trying to save his dad. And when he went back in time, it obviously undid some things, right? When they had to save the world before, that same problem came about in this now reality. Was when he was 18. I don't know how many years he went back. But I guess, Barry Allen was about to be, just in college, I think, like that, right? So now you basically have Flash, who lost some of his powers and gave it to the other Flash, and he has to teach him to do stuff. So this is the part of the storytelling where I feel like it looks great and it's still tracking, even though you've had some mishaps. But now it's kind of like we want something to happen and we don't know how to get there. So to me, it feels like lazy writing. Okay, you have an individual. I'm not gonna, I give some spoilers, but I still want y'all to watch this movie. You have an individual who goes back in time, duplicates itself. So now it's two of them. There's a situation that happened where they go back in time and there isn't three of them now. And then he goes back in time and there isn't four or three of them. It's still them two. And then go back in time. So how is it that you can go back in time and not duplicate a million times, but the first time he goes back, he duplicates and it's just one? I have an issue with that. That makes no sense. And then you go back and everybody's different. Okay. But wouldn't that make you different too? Why are you the Flash? This is where Spider-Man gets the nod in going back and forth between different universes, because different people are Spider-Man, right? How are you the same Flash, but you go back as different Spider-Man? I mean, it's different Supermans, different, well, it's kind of the same bad guy. Different Supermans, different Batmans, different all this other characters. It doesn't make sense. And I cannot allow you to get away with that, bro. Ever, ever, ever. I'm Cornbread. I can't do that. I got to compare you to other movies, man. You can't get away with that in storytelling. The one thing that I did about it is that I don't know if they win or lose. So y'all got to see the movie if you haven't seen it yet. So for me, storytelling is going to get a 3 out of 5. And trust me, I wanted to cook you and give you a 2.5 so much. But I think a couple things that you did, I really enjoyed. But the totality of it, thinking macro, can't do it, man. So for me, 3 out of 5 storytelling. Next category, did I get what I bought? Now, this is an action fantasy movie. You get multiple Justice League characters, which I'm very surprised in. I was very happy for getting, they came in, they did this. Oh, good. They felt cohesive. You know, sometimes when you watch the Marvel films, it's like if they got their own solo film, nobody else joins that film, right? It's like they're all separate, but they just hint at it. This one, actually, multiple people join the movie. So thank you for that. I would say it's damn near following the trailer. If you've seen the trailer, you probably seen 80% of this movie, right? You just don't know how they got there. But not saying that's a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. It's action-packed. I would say it's not boring at all. I was very intrigued. I was glued to the seat. I was following along, and I enjoyed that. I didn't get like, come on, man, hurry this thing up, man. It's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of this. No, they got to it multiple times. And since this is his first movie, I gave them more of a leeway. I think if this was the second, third movie, I probably would have punished him more in how I would have rated this category. Now, one part that had me dying, I really enjoyed, was when he didn't have his powers anymore and he didn't know it, but he started running. He was running slow and stuff like that. Like, me and my son was cracking up on that. So to me, I really enjoyed that. Had a lot of funny parts. It weren't forced and different things like that. So for me, did I get what I bought? I'm gonna say a 4 out of 5. You get a lot of Flash in here, a lot of DC characters, especially the filming style, all of it, the totality of it, I enjoyed. So for me, 4 out of 5 did I get what I bought, okay? Last category, is it a must-see? So unfortunately, this movie's taking a hit, man. I don't know why. I don't know if it's not because it's not living up to people's standards. They're not ready for a Flash. I don't know. I can't answer that. I mean, you get the nostalgia of Batman. I mean, bro, he's got all the old gadgets, even the old characters. Like, come on, man. To me, I enjoyed it, but some people didn't. I would say stay tuned. It is one end credit. They kind of do like the Marvel thing. But obviously this is DC. So you get one end credit, but it's bombing in theaters right now. It's probably not even in theaters if low key, probably by the time you see this. So I don't know. One thing that I took from the movie is that you can't really solve the past, bro. Like all you could do is try to heal yourself, move on, try to get better for the future. But the past is the past, and it is what it is. And I think we all need to take heed to that. And then lastly, Flash, unfortunately, is a smaller superhero market. Unfortunately. When you're not the Wolverines, the Spider-Mans, like I said, Iron Man, Supermans, Batman, stuff like that, you're not going to get the top ticket, especially in the budget area. Even though this one did, but you got to get the second one. And I don't think they will. This Flash, if I had to compare it to something, it's more like Ant-Man, where you have a person in a big budget movie, people loved it, so they made a blockbuster movie with it, and I don't know about how successful it would be. So for me, is it a must see? I'm gonna say a 3 out of 5. It's very niche, very small market. If you're into DC or Flash, I would say go see it, but the average fan probably won't watch this movie, or they might wait for it to come out on stream, because like I said, it's bombing in theaters right now. So is it a must see? I'm gonna say a 3 out of 5. All right, so grand total from The Flash. Just because, like I said, if I give ratings high or low, I'm gonna tell you if I like it or don't like it. I always gotta be true to the rating. I can't cheat the rating. So some could be a 4.5 and I really don't like it, but it's like they did certain things that hey, per the category, they get this. And I've seen some movies where it's a 3 rating, but I enjoyed it. I wasn't mad that I watched it. So for me, Flash overall is going to get a 3.5 out of 5. Check out my 2023 movies right now. You know what I'm saying? We going through these, man. Come on, bro. I'm not playing with y'all. It's a lot of, like I said, especially the Oscars and all the other stuff's finna start coming around. Even the Emmys, when you got some of my TV shows that I watch, I try to do some reviews on that. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. Now, let's go over a forgotten movie, all right? I usually give y'all older movies, but let's just go back to it last year. And this is the end of the year last year. This movie came out in 2022, and that movie is called The Whale. If you ain't heard of this, I think it won its award, especially for Best Actor. It is rated R. Brendan Fraser did his thing. It's called The Whale. My man was wilding out. This movie deals with a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, a lot of history done wrong, and trying to correct those things. So if you're into those movies, this movie's only shot in one place. So cinematography-wise, I would probably bomb it, but the other categories knocked it out the park. So, like I said, if you haven't seen or heard about The Whale, make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out The Flash and check out Cornbread Movie Review, all my stuff. Check out A Square Podcast, too. We dropping episodes every week just as much. I love y'all. I'll let y'all next week. Peace.